Hello and welcome to the tutorial for how to access and edit the school-based therapy digital resource library template. First of all, thank you for downloading. I am super excited to share this resource with you, and I hope that I can provide some insight into how to make this the most user-friendly experience for you. So, to get started, I want to explain how to access your file. Unfortunately, disclaimer, Google Sites is not a very easily accessed template. That's just the way that Google works, and that's the reason that we have to do a few extra steps here. If you've downloaded other resources for Google from TPT, you may have noticed how it will automatically make a copy and upload to your Google Drive. Unfortunately, Google Sites does not have that same feature, and that's why we have to do this workaround. But rest assured, it's pretty simple, and once you have access to the file, it is the exact same thing. So when you click the link in the PDF download that you get when you purchase the resource, you will be taken to a screen like this, assuming that you are already logged into a Google account. So if not, you need to go ahead and log into your account, and then it should take you to this page. And just a little disclaimer, I would like for you to double check when you log in up here in the top right-hand corner. You can click that icon, and it's going to show you which account, if you have multiple Google accounts, that you are going to be accessing this resource on. So let's say, for example, you have a personal email address through Google and a work email, and you want your resource on your work email. Make sure that it is showing up here that you are accessing your work drive. Otherwise, it's just going to be a little bit chaotic. So take that extra second, make sure you're logged into the correct account, and then we'll be ready to go. So the first thing that you're going to do is you are going to notice we are in a file on your Google Drive with one resource. You are going to be tempted to just double click this resource and think that you're ready to go. But unfortunately, this is a view only file. So when you click it, you can interact here, you can move around, click on the icons, go to the different pages, but you're going to notice that you can't edit or make any changes here. So resist that urge, because this is simply the view only template. To make a copy of your very own, where you will be able to add all of the resources and make the edits that you desire, you're going to want to click these three vertical dots, okay? It might be in list view. If it looks just like this, the vertical dots will be on the far right corner, or you might have this icon view, and in that case, the three dots is going to be in the top right-hand corner. Either way, you're going to click those dots, and you're going to select Make a Copy. That is going to take this template file and make one of your very own. That's going to be on your Google Drive, where you can make the edits on your own. So go ahead and click Make a Copy, and then you're going to see how it says Creating at the bottom. Once it says Creating, you're going to want to go ahead and click Show File Location as quick as possible. Otherwise, I've done this a few times. Otherwise, you're going to maybe have a little bit of difficult time locating that file that you just created. So it's going to take you directly to it, and then you can double click and open the file that you just copied. From here, you'll notice it looks a little bit different. I'm going to go ahead and X out here. So I went a different route. From here, you're going to notice that you're in edit mode. So this is exactly what you want. This is your file to do what you want with. You can change the name, make it something, if Renee's Therapy Library, whatever you want to call it. Or you can leave it the same. It's up to you. And then you are going to see the different icons that are available. Now, disclaimer here. There are various pages of this website that are already kind of embedded within the template, and those things cannot be edited at this time. For example, the three icons being monthly interventions, skills-based interventions, and caseload and collaboration tools, those icons themselves cannot be edited. The categories are set for this template. If there's something that you want to change, I am going to be doing a more in-depth YouTube video in the coming weeks where I show you how to do this whole thing from scratch on your own. So if you don't like the categories, then you can kind of make your own template. But part of the template, and I assume the reason you're here is you don't want to do that. You want the ease of it. So these categories are going to be set. Same thing with the categories that are underneath them. So under monthly interventions, we have these 12-month categories. Those are set. Those cannot be changed. Neither can these 5 categories under skills-based or these 5 categories under caseload and collaboration. Those categories are set. And that is where you're going to plug in your resources. So let me show you how to do that. I'm going to click August, and it's going to bring up a page where you have all of these different plus sign icons. This is where you're going to put your resources in the template, okay? So the usefulness of this, I assume you already know, would be when the site is published and you can access it, you are going to be able to see all of your resources in one place, streamlined under different categories. You're going to be able to locate them, see them visually, and then access them as needed, okay? So in order to input your resources, you are simply going to click this plus button, okay? That is how easy it is. Now, there are 2 different categories that are probably going to be the most common. 3 if you include YouTube. I think that's a pretty common one as well. But I do want to tell you a couple of different things. So your go-to for embedding resources within this specific template is going to be from your Google Drive. All right. I'm not going to go into the details about how to upload resources to Google Drive if you do not already have your resource library in Google Drive. However, it's pretty simple. You can look up tutorials online and it will show you how to upload resources to your Drive. This is going to be any kind of PDF that you purchase as an intervention, that sort of thing. You can put them all in your Google Drive. You're going to be tempted to click upload here because that's going to pull from your desktop. Unfortunately, there is an extra step because you cannot upload directly to this template anything except for an image. So like a PNG, a JPEG, a GIF file, those things are the only things you're going to be able to directly upload. Everything else you're going to have to upload to your Drive and then embed from your Drive. So like I said, that's going to be any kind of PDF resource, PowerPoint resources, that sort of thing you can access directly by uploading it to your Drive and then embedding from there. So I'll show you exactly how that works. Click from Drive, and then it's going to show you the different resources that you've uploaded. So I've already got some things organized, but it's kind of a mess. Tools to grow, shout out, love them. Let's say I want to put this menu grocery planning activity on August. So I'm going to click that, and then I'm going to click insert. And that is how simple it is. It's simply going to throw this PDF onto the website so that I can access it at a different time. Easy peasy. And now it's visually here. You can also add text below, like if I wanted to call this menu planning, I could. I am going to go ahead and tell you, I personally don't do this because it's extra time and energy, and the click to edit text goes away when you're just viewing it. But that's there if you want to label it for some reason or give yourself a note, that sort of thing. So that's how you embed a PDF file. If I want to embed a different activity that's already in my Google Drive, for example, a Google Slides activity or a Google Doc, something like that, again, from Drive, and then you're going to be able to search it over here on the side. You can click this search icon and it will pull up whatever file you're looking for specifically, or you can go ahead and browse because it will pull all of that up there. So plug and chug, get everything ready to go. The other thing, the other feature here that you can add is a YouTube video. I love this because I do a lot of movement activities with my kids. So I might search movement back to school, and then it's like, oh, I love this little freeze dance activity. I'm going to click on that and click insert. And now I've got a back to school freeze dance video embedded directly into my library. So that's another cool thing, cool feature to use. If you use YouTube videos and that sort of thing, you can embed those directly here. Now, something else that I get asked about is what about links, like a web link to boom cards or a web link to like an online game? something else that you want to add. Visually speaking, you cannot put it in this little button. Maybe they'll change that in the future, but the only way to get around it would be to upload an image and then like put your URL link in the text below, which you can do. Like I can go ahead and click insert link and then it will directly take you out from there. But what I kind of like to do, let me pull up an intervention that's free that I really like to use with some of my students called the Blob Opera. I pull that up and I've got it here. Now I've got this link that I'm going to go ahead and copy and I want to put it in here. Like I said, you can just go ahead and put it here and then hyperlink it. And I mean, I can even change the text, right? So that it just shows up as Blob Opera. You know, if I want to do that, it's hyperlinked, it's ready to go. You can use it that way. Or you can, for aesthetics sake, if that bothers you, you can go over here to insert and you can click button. I find this to be a little bit more aesthetically pleasing, but it's the same kind of basic thing where I insert the Blob Opera and now I've got a button that will directly take me out. It doesn't look like the rest of the things on here, but it fills the same function basically. You can play around with that and kind of make it look like you want it to look. One more thing I want to show you before I hop out to view mode so you can kind of see how this looks when editing is complete. If you want to delete, let's say you don't have 20 resources for the month of August. Every page has automatically 20 slots pre-filled. All you have to do is highlight that group and click delete. If you don't want to delete a whole group, click on the element and click delete. It's pretty simple how it works. And you can go ahead and do that without a whole lot of kind of interventions and things like that. Now, let's say you want to organize things a little bit better. Say for the month of August, I want to come over here and I would really like to add like a heading, right? So I want to put more information here. Like I want to divide what I have placed and I want to like add a heading. If that's the case, you can play around with it, but just click text box and like I could say week 1. Can change it, make it a title, drag it. You're just going to pull and drag it where you want it. I don't know why it went all the way to the bottom, but sometimes technology is crazy. So you can even further categorize information if you want based on, you know, anything that you've got going on. But play around with that simply with the text box feature. And you can use any of these other features as well. There's other things that you want to add. But that's the basics of it, and that will kind of show you what you're doing. Once you have everything the way that you like it, you are going to click publish, okay? Publish is going to put your website, which is what this is, on the web. It's going to give you a domain where you can access your resource library, okay? You can change the name of your web address if you want to. But I want you to make sure before you publish, when you look at this information, who can view my site, that it is set to specific people, okay? I'm going to click into this just to kind of show you what's going on. If you do not share this with specific people, you can run the risk, if you set it to public, for example, then you run the risk of taking resources that you have paid for personal use and publishing them to the web for anyone to see and get. Now, granted, is it likely that they're going to find this little site you've created? No. However, to protect yourself and to protect the creators that have worked hard to make the resources that you have gathered, I would strongly suggest that you make sure that access is restricted before you go and publish this online, just so that the resources you have uploaded are viewed as yours and yours alone. So I'm not going to publish because this is for an example, but that's how I would do it. So let me show you what this is going to look like. I'm going to click this preview button just to show you kind of what the web page looks like once everything is uploaded and embedded like you want it. If you don't delete these squares, it's okay. It's just going to show up as empty squares. But again, here's our heading that we just uploaded. Here's the activity from Tools to Grow. You can kind of scroll and preview it, or if you want to open it, you're simply going to click that pop out and it's going to open it up in a new tab like that. Okay. If you want to watch the YouTube video, you can press play and it will show it directly in the website. Or again, you can pull it out and view it on the web. Again, click Blob Opera. It's going to open up that link. Same thing with the button, just depending on what you want to do aesthetically. It's going to pull you out to your various resources. So, oh my goodness, it's going crazy. This is what it looks like. Okay. That's just going to show you once everything is published and embedded, what everything looks like. So that is how you're going to access it. And then once you've got your link, you can pull this up and access it in a bunch of different ways, just to have all of your resources together and in one place. So I think that's everything that I wanted to share based on this resource library template. If you have any questions, if you're still confused about anything, don't hesitate to reach out to me. My contact information is on the download the PDF download that you got for purchasing this resource. I'm happy to hear from you, problem solve with you. This is meant to be something that will make your practice easier, not more difficult. So best of luck to you, and thank you for taking the time to listen to this tutorial.